All right. And actually, this is apparently failed movies from 95. All right. That's what we're going to start off with. We will do failed movies from 1995. Let us see how many you guys know. Shall we? Let's do this.
1995 was a wild year at the movies. Pixar launched Toy Story, James Bond was back in GoldenEye, and Batman had nipples.
It's the car, right?
God.
Chicks love the car.
But not every film found an audience. For every hit, there were spectacular flops. Movies
No.
with giant budgets, big stars, or massive hype that just couldn't deliver. These are the films that aimed high and fell flat. Some were disastrous from the start, others, well, cold.
Fuck, I forgot this was made in 95. Oh, no. And yes, Jack, for Batman Forever, where Val Kilmer played Batman. Actually, no, did Val Kilmer? I didn't think Val Kilmer suited. I know George Clooney's suit. I know George Clooney's suit from Batman and Robin had bat nipples. I didn't think the Batman Forever one did. Oh, Chainsaw, thank you for the prime. Thank you so much. Oh God, if this is going to be the #1 biggest bop. If this is it. If this is in it.
Classics in disguise. Let's rewind the tape and look at the biggest box office bombs of 1995. Number 8, Virtuosity.
Just because I'm carrying around the joy of killing your family inside me doesn't mean we can't be friends.
This bombed? Okay, if this bombed in the theater, this became a cult classic once it hit VHS. Like, my guess is it probably didn't do well in the theater, but once it came out on a home video, it absolutely became a cult classic movie. Like, I've heard a lot of people really like this movie. They like Denzel in it, but more than that, they loved Kurt Russell. Sorry, Russell Crowe. I don't know why I got stuck on Kurt Russell. Yeah, they loved Russell Crowe in this movie as the bad guy. I honestly think that this movie is what really helped propel Russell Crowe to bigger things, because he played such a fucking good bad guy in this movie.
Denzel Washington versus a virtual serial killer played by Russell Crowe. Sounds like a hit, right? Virtuosity had a cool premise but goofy execution. Crowe hams it up as a VR Frankenstein villain.
Welcome to
Yeah.
the real world.
I think I'm gonna like it here.
While Denzel looks like he's trying to find the exit.
Where's my gun?
It cost $30 million.
Well, okay. Denzel was playing Denzel. Back then, in the 90s, Denzel unfortunately, I think Denzel got a little bit typecast in the 90s. I don't think he really got to stretch his acting wings until probably the 2000s. Before the 2000s, he was he kind of played the same role in all of his movies. And yeah, I think that seems accurate. Like, Training Day was the movie that allowed Denzel to basically, really get his teeth into a meaty script with meaty dialogue, and was actually able to play a complex character. Before Training Day, he kind of sort of got typecast, and he kind of did the same role. Glory, I can't remember if Glory was before or after Virtuosity. He was underappreciated in Glory, but for a lot of his 90s roles, I think he did kind of get a little bit of typecast. And then starting with Training Day, he really was able to expand his acting. That he was really able to showcase his acting ability after Training Day. He started to be offered more complex roles. And was it ladies? Okay. So that was what got it start. And then they kind of did the even tone, he kept getting like top roles, and he wasn't really able to flex as an actor until really flex. Like, he had a couple good roles. But he wasn't able to really flex until probably about training day, and that's what opened things up for him to get these better, complex, meaty roles.
And didn't even break even worldwide. A weird entry in both actors' resumes. Number 7, Nixon.
Do you really want this dick? This time, I can feel it.
Nothing says holiday fun like a 3-hour political biopic.
I don't know this
Oliver
one.
Stone followed up JFK with Nixon, starring Anthony Hopkins under a pound of prosthetics. It was well acted and ambitious, but way too long and way too dry for December.
Boy, hang
It was
on.
well acted and ambitious, but way too.
He might have been under a pound of makeup, but I'm sorry. I don't see anyone there other than him. I don't see Nixon. I really do. I only see Anthony there. Yeah, and Les Hill wore dog. He has too much hair. Honestly. Yeah.
Long and way too dry for December
the PHR.
moviegoers.
I know.
The Nixon family called parts of the
Oliver
film
Stone is
reprehensible,
insanely biased
and that
in
it
his
was designed to defame and degrade the president and Mrs. Nixon's memories.
They can't impeach me for bombing Cambodia. The president can bomb anybody he likes.
The statement also
He couldn't even get his British accent was still there. Listen to it again. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why I'm saying, Hunter. Like in that still frame, like I'm not seeing Nixon. I'm literally just seeing Anthony Hopkins. Listen to him there.
They can't impeach me for bombing Cambodia. The president can bomb anybody he likes.
Poor Anthony Hopkins. He couldn't get rid of that. He couldn't get rid of the British accent there. No. Just no.
Statement also criticized Stone's depiction of Nixon's private life, that of his childhood, and his part in the planning of the assassination of Fidel Castro. It earned just $13 million domestically on a $44 million budget. It did snag Oscar nominations, but not enough to turn a profit. Number 6, Strange Days.
Oh.
Lenny.
Yeah.
Go to the Sunset Region right now.
Yeah.
Go!
This was kind of okay. Well, while I'm pretty sure Johnny Mnemonic came out before this one, Strange Days was okay. So the premise behind Strange Days is this guy being the back is effectively speaking a drug dealer, but his drug is see this thing he's wearing on top of his head. This is kind of like This is basically a brain dance halo that we know from Cyberpunk. You know how Cyberpunk has the brain dance halos? This thing he's wearing is essentially a brain dance halo. Not a VR set, a brain dance halo. Because what he would do is he marketed, he basically traded in like black market of these things where he would basically pay someone to wear one of these secretly, record themselves doing something, and then, so not simply their memory, but the full experience of something that happened. The one in question is, I think that the case that starts off is he basically gets a hooker to wear one of these halos under like a wig when she meets with a John. And so that the wearer would get to basically experience her fucking another guy. And then John, I think, actually kills her. And so obviously the halo, because she was wearing the halo, she basically recorded her own murder. And it's like black market tech, and he's basically a dealer. And Angela Bassett is like an ex-cop that is his bodyguard. So that's kind of the premise. Caucasian is not so much a witness, but his tech witnessed it. It recorded the event. If I'm remembering the storyline to it correctly, and bearing in mind this is all coming about, I think the whole premise behind Strange Days is it was coming about on the new millennium. It was like a bit like pardon the premise of this. It was like on the eve of the year 2000, and this it was a little bit of sci-fi and. It's like, this was kind of like one of the precursor movies to Cyberpunk. You obviously had Johnny Mnemonic. Strange Days was another one of these that was sort of tapping into that cyberpunk aesthetic. Not as extensively as movies like Johnny Mnemonic. It was much more low-key, but it was like that. I think it was pre-Matrix, I believe.
Now here's one that's aged well. But back in 1995, Strange Days was just strange.
Oh, that's what it was.
Produced
That's what it was. I'm sorry, I got to ask backwards. The Halo was on a serial killer, and the serial killer recorded his crimes. And the serial killer wanted to get the recording back because the serial killer had recorded himself doing his crimes. I got it asked backwards. What I think I might be mistaking is one of the opening scenes is a client of that dealer tries a halo, and the halo was worn by a girl taking a shower, and the client was basically experiencing the girl taking a shower and feeling what she felt, including physically. Like when she feels herself up in the shower, the client was experiencing that physical sensation in his brain, and I think I was mixing those two.
James Cameron and directed by Kathryn Bigelow. It's a gritty cyberpunk thriller set on New Year's Eve, 1999. Critics were split, audiences stayed away, and it made under $8 million domestically on a $42 million budget. However, Angela Bassett won Best Actress for her role at the 1996 Saturn Awards, along with director Kathryn Bigelow for Best Director.
Pay attention, motherfucker!
Roger Ebert even gave it 4 out of 5, which was pretty rare in this era. For me, the movie simply suffered from bad timing, not only due to the competition, but also being a bit ahead of its time. Today, it's praised for its themes and ahead of its time concepts, but at the box office in 95, it was a digital wipeout. Number 5, The Scarlet Letter.
Mistress,
Yes?
if you do not speak out the name, you must wear upon your bodice this symbol of your sinful fornication.
Really? I didn't think this. I never myself saw the Scarlet Letter. I know that the concept behind it. I didn't think the Scarlet Letter did bad. I honestly did not think it did, that. I didn't think that the film did this poorly. Okay, this surprises me.
Demi Moore starred in this baffling adaptation of Nathaniel Hawthorne's novel, which ditched most of the book and added random sex scenes, a war subplot, and yes, a Hollywood-style happy ending, while the book sees Arthur dying and Hester eventually returning to her community. Additionally, the movie adds a romantic subplot and gratuitous scenes not present in the novel. Overall, the film is criticized for taking liberties with the source material and prioritizing a more commercially appealing narrative over staying true to the book. The film cost $46 million and made only $10 million at the box office. Critics tore it.
Ironically enough, they tried to do this again later with Emma Stone in a modern day setting. They did a modern day version of the Scarlet Letter called Easy A with Emma Stone. And it also similarly did not do well.
The film cost $46 million and made only $10 million at the box office. Critics tore it apart, Moore won a Razzie, and English teachers everywhere wept. Number 4, Judge Dredd.
Hey, what the fuck? What the You're gonna do this right in front of my wood chipper? Really? You're gonna come, look. Harry Urban's Dredd was fucking phenomenal. Easily the better of the two. But goddamn it, Judge Dredd was campy, good fun. This was a fun movie. Seriously, did it really bomb this badly? Well, no, Atanashi, it's camp. It is 100% camp. And that's what made it so fun. Well, Sketty, it's not invalid because you know what? We may love it, and it is 100% gained a cult following. Judge Dredd found success on home video. It did. Without question, Judge Dredd became beloved on home video. It did underperform at the box office. You got the budget of 90 million. You've got a box office of 113 million. It only made back about 23 million. This may not even been including advertising, and I'm pretty sure they advertised for this pretty good. So it definitely had new life. Well, that was the biggest complaint, Dalvin. I think the biggest complaint people had when it comes to the Judge Dredd movie is that he took off his helmet. That was the biggest complaint because Judge Dredd never takes off his helmet, and she takes off his helmet within the first 10 minutes of the fucking movie. And fans of Judge Dredd that were like, holy shit, we're getting a Dredd movie. The fact that he took the helmet off was the most egregious thing. And that he spends the vast majority of the movie without his helmet on. That was a cardinal sin for Judge Dredd fans, is that he actually did not have his helmet on for 95% of the runtime. No, he's not a Mandalorian, Leo. It's just Judge Dredd was so devoted to being a judge and to upholding the law, she never takes his helmet off. It's just personal devotion to the law. And Reaper, so you don't have a coronary. Yes, I know Toonami. Calm down, Gabe. Yes, I know about Toonami.
DNA is a perfect match for Judge Joseph Dredd.
The evidence has been falsified! It's impossible! I never broke the law! I am the law!
I am the law. That is what he knows. That's the one thing that people remember with this movie is Stallone going, I am the law.
This was supposed to be a gritty sci-fi blockbuster based on the cult comic, but between Stallone's miscast performance, the cheesy dialogue,
You're safe.
and the odd decision to cast comedian Rob Schneider as his sidekick left the film feeling like a satire.
Yeah. That was the other part of the movie that people fucking hated. This was the time of, when movies were casting Rob Schneider as the dumb fucking sidekick in literally everything. And people hated it. People hated Rob Schneider being cast in all these movies as everything, and it didn't, as the stupid comic relief, and it didn't fit. It just didn't fit. Well, Atanashi, I'll agree. Yeah, he was too verbal. Stallone's Judge Dredd was too verbose and verbal when Judge Dredd was not. That's why the Carl Urban Judge Dredd was viewed as the far superior Dredd. Not because it was gritty and serious the entire time, unlike the Judge Dredd movie, which had way too much fucking comedy in it. But the fact that Judge Dredd doesn't talk a lot. He's not constantly yelling and pontificating and, talking, basically. But yeah, the Rob Schneider jokester sidekick did not help in any way. Yeah, Rick Trucker, that's a reasonable take, is that he was the white Chris Tucker. Yeah, they put him in everything as the stupid comedic sidekick, and people fucking hated it.
Of course, scumbags.
Oh, that'll win him over.
Did I leave something out, Pa?
Let me kill him, Pa. I want his ears.
I want his teeth!
And was way too goofy to be taken seriously. It had a massive $90 million budget and brought in a disappointing $34 million in the US, with a worldwide total of 113. Once you factor in the massive marketing budget, the film was a massive failure. A video game was released to coincide with the movie for the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. The biggest complaint from fans of the comic was that Stallone had his helmet off more than on during the film, and it killed the movie magic.
Yeah.
Number 3, Jade.
The David Caruso thriller. This was early into David Caruso's career. So this one is under the radar because it's a thriller. It's like a mystery thriller with David Caruso and what is her name? What is her name? She played the doctor in Men in Black. the coroner. Linda, I think it was Linda something. Like Linda Fiorentino or something like that. It was not well known. Because it was kind of Fiorentino, Linda Fiorentino. Thank you, Ray. Spectral Life. It flew under the radar because it was. I kind of think it was like a one-of-the-mill mystery thriller with a femme fatale, and there were kind of a lot of those in the 90s. Like the 90s had a lot of like femme fatale movies, and this was basically just like another one. And the only thing it had going for it was Linda Fiorentino was hot. And I'm pretty sure she was either naked or in lingerie for a portion of it, and she's hot. And that was the draw, I think.
Remember when erotic thrillers were a thing? Well, Jade tried to ride that basic instinct wave. Same screenwriter, Joe Esterhaus.
Yeah, there we go.
Not exactly, because the director, William Friedkin, pretty much rewrote the entire script, but with none of the heat or suspense. It starred David Caruso as a district attorney who gets assigned a case and discovers that a key suspect is his ex-lover, Katrina.
Freeze it right there. Magnify it.
Enhance, and holy shit! Michael Biehn was in this? I forgot that Michael fucking Biehn was in this as one of the cops. Holy shit! Fucking Kyle Reese was in this movie. I forgot about that.
Jesus.
As he gets deeper into the case, he uncovers dark secrets.
Yeah, like this. God, he was so criminally underused in this. I forget his name. I forget this actor's name, but he was criminally underused in this one.
With far-reaching implications. Caruso had just left NYPD Blue to become a movie star. Bold move, but not a great one. Critics called Jade confusing and forgettable. Audiences agreed. It made less than $10 million on a $50 million budget. Caruso quickly retreated back to TV, which turned out to be a smarter career path. A director's cut with an additional 12 minutes of sexiness was later released on Cinemax in 1996. Number 2.
Yeah, because that's all it had. All this movie Jade had was the sex scenes. Like they tried to I think they tried to lean too hard into the erotic portion of it and forgot about the storyline. Like I said, they were counting on Linda Fiorentino's sexiness to carry the movie, effectively speaking. And I don't think it treaded quite into softcore, at least until they released the additional footage on Skinamax. But I'd say it like towed the line, especially with the additional 12 minutes of erotic footage that they added into it later. But it was close, and I think that's what they were banking on. They were banking on the eroticism and the fact that Linda Fiorentino is hot. That's it. Because I mean, the fact is,
She got a great ass!
there's no disputing that. Cybo, okay, the next one, that's being extremely generous with the next one. Let's get into the next one because holy shit.
Of Sexiness was later released on Cinemax in 1996. Number 2, Showgirls.
Where are you from?
God.
Back east. From where back east? Different places.
Yeah. Herein lies the fucking problem with Showgirls. You have the most unlikable fucking protagonist in the history of movies. Showgirls was it is a fucking travesty. And yes, this one was straight up softcore porn. Straight up softcore porn. And right here, this scene right here, okay, bearing in mind, the scene leading up to this is Jesse, I for the life of me, I can't remember the actress's name. Elizabeth Hurley. No. Elizabeth Berkley. That's her name. Not Elizabeth Hurley. Elizabeth Berkley, who is her. The scene before this, she almost gets hit by a fucking car. This young lady pulls her out of the way and saves her, and then proceeds to buy her a meal. Yes, of Saved by the Bell fame. Elizabeth Berkley of Saved by the Bell fame as Jessie. This was the one thing she did after Saved by the Bell was done. This young lady saved her from getting hit by a car, buys her a meal, and is asking her, "Where are you from?" And here is the response.
Different places.
And that is her attitude the entire fucking movie. She is a complete cunt the entire movie. She has the character has zero redeeming qualities about her whatsoever. And you are doing nothing but rooting against her the entire fucking movie. And she's the protagonist. Okay? She is the protagonist. And it was literally a movie that was just one giant softcore porn film. Yes, she is the main character, she is the protagonist, and you hate her. Oh, yes, okay, Anubis, you're thinking of the Demi Moore movie Striptease. No, totally different. She's like, wants to be a Vegas showgirl, and it's literally just a bunch of softcore porn with her being an absolute bitch the entire time.
Here's a movie that flopped so hard, it looped back around into legend status. Showgirls from Basic Instinct director Paul Verhoeven starred Elizabeth Berkley in a role that nuked her post-Saved by the Bell career.
Yep. I'm so excited! I'm so excited!
GBP, she is one of the most unlikable protagonists in cinema history. And I am not being hyperbolic about that. Her character is literally one of the most unlikable protagonists in film history.
The NC-17 rating killed its commercial chances, and critics couldn't believe the over-the-top acting and tone-deaf dialogue. I actually managed to avoid this movie up until now, and I must say, I didn't expect to laugh as much as I did. The movie came off almost like a spoof to me, with over-the-top acting and awkward dancing.
Oh yeah.
Chill, okay?
I'm chill.
I don't like sharks, Brooke.
Me neither.
Yeah. Wait, the direction that Elizabeth Berkley was given, I think, for literally every scene, is the scenery her direction was literally, you are a person who has just come out of the desert and are starving, and the scene is a buffet that was just put in front of you. She chose the ever-living fuck out of the scenery, out of every scene. Like, overacts her entire it is literally overacting the movie. That was her direction. It's just overact the movie. It's fucking insane.
With a $40 million budget and just $37 million in box office returns worldwide, it was a financial faceplant. But in the years since, midnight screenings, cult status, and even an off-Broadway parody. Still, in '95,
wait,
cult
hold
status,
up.
and even an...
Okay, no idea who that is. Oh, it's just, okay. And I will agree, it did gain some cult status. Let me get off of that. Once it went to video, it gained cult status for a so bad it's good movie. Because honestly, as absolute batshit crazy as the movie and the direction and everything about this is, it kind of is a so bad it's good. It honestly is. It's like, you will, like, laugh your ass off the entire movie. I don't know. Maybe we'll do, War God? I would actually say yes. it is on par with The Room in that department. I do. With titties. And it is The Room levels of hilariously batshit crazy with more titties, I should say, than The Room. Because The Room had titties. Showgirls has more titties. In fact, Showgirls has like full frontal. Which probably
I fully admit
checks
it. Yes. I like sexiness. I like sex stuff. Yes. I am a pervert. I am a hentai.
Well, I mean, Garrett, The Room was a vanity project, and the rules are that when someone makes a vanity project, they have to show their ass. It's in the bylaws. It has to be done. Unfortunately, because this is an NC-17 movie with full frontal, it's probably not going to be one that makes movie night, unfortunately. But, you know, if you have a bunch of friends that you want to see a so bad it's good movie, I honestly can kind of recommend it. I honestly can kind of recommend it. If you are going to have a so bad it's good night with friends and you're, you know, with popcorn and chips and beer or whatever, and you just want to laugh your ass off, yeah, I'd say go for it. No, Lacidam, I want to say Barbed Wire came out several years after this.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Oh, hi, Mark.
And that is legitimately about the level of inflection that Tommy Wiseau gave to his performance. Bravo, Mike. You nailed it.
Let's finish with the granddaddy of cinematic flops.
And
There
boy.
you are, Morgan! Come to seek my treasure, have you? Don't move. I'll be right down to help you count it.
This one. This is what happens when another studio sees the success of Pirates of the Caribbean and says, let's do that, and put Gina Davis as the protagonist instead of Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. Yeah, it was... Alistair, that's a tough call. That's a tough call. Was this before Pirates? When did Pirates come out? Oh, it came out wow, my dates are really off on it. I thought Pirates came out. It was 2003. God. I'm totally screwing my dates up in my head. What did this try and This was trying to capitalize on something that happened at this time. What came out around this time? We don't know, Leo. I'm not sure. Maybe Hook with the swashbuckliness of it. Maybe. Possibly Treasure Island Fish Easy. Maybe it tried to capitalize on Treasure Island. I'm not sure. They might say so.
Cutthroat Island was supposed to revive pirate movies, but instead it buried them for nearly a decade. Directed by Rennie Harlan, known for Die Hard 2 and Cliffhanger. The film was basically a wedding gift to his then-wife Gina Davis, who starred as Pirate Captain Morgan, leader of a pirate.
Oh, that explains so much. Here, honey. Here's a wedding present for you. I'm gonna make you the star in my next movie. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, but Garrett, the thing is, the Resident Evil movies are liked. People like the Resident Evil movies. Even if they didn't perform well in the theater, people still like they still are like they have a cult following. There is no cult following for Cutthroat Island.
Pirate crew who go on a quest for the treasure of Cutthroat Island.
He left it for all of you.
That's his bloody skull.
It's a map to Cutthroat Island. The buried treasure of a Spanish gold ship. More gold, jewels, and plunder than you've ever dreamed of.
Michael Douglas.
Oh, Gina, no. Gina, no. She's not selling it. She is not selling the role of a swashbuckling pirate captain. Yeah, she sounds so flat. Exactly. Yeah, she sounds completely fucking flat. Well, that's the thing, Hatsanashi. There was no accent, and her tone was completely fucking flat.
Michael Douglas was originally signed on to play William Shaw opposite Davis, but as the script was developed, Davis's role kept growing as Douglas's kept shrinking. After he bailed, they had a difficult time attracting another leading man, and eventually cast Matthew Modine for the role.
What did you say? You're a very beautiful woman. I'd like to wash your feet.
The film cost a staggering $90 million, which might explain why they fired 12 screenwriters before settling on the final script.
Jesus!
And it bombed hard, making just $10 million domestically. The film's failure was so epic, it bankrupted Carloco Pictures, the same studio that gave us Basic Instinct and Terminator 2. For me, the characters were flat, the plot confusing, and Gina Davis as a pirate captain just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Mr. Trotter, take the crow's nest watch for the next 12 hours.
Did you ever see the Cube movies with the prison Rubik's Cube?
No, I did not. I have not had the opportunity to see those movies, alas.
Mr. Blair, prepare to come about. Steer south-southeast.
On to your stations, men. Prepare to come about south-southeast.
With so much action in the film, not much really happens, which is really disappointing.
It sounds boring.
It's got some fans now, but in 1995, it was pure box office poison. So what do all these movies have in common? Big budgets, bigger expectations, and box office disappointment. Some were ahead of their time, some were just bad, and a few found redemption later on. But in 1995, they all flopped hard. Did we miss a favorite disaster from that year? Drop it in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more cinematic train wrecks from the past.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, those were some of them I honestly don't feel were deserved. I legit feel that some of those were not deserved. But some were bad.